Over the years, Rick and Morty has created a very strong cast of supporting characters, but in Season 8, one of the most underappreciated additions made a comeback, suggesting the beginning of a possible trend. Rick and Morty Season 8 feels like a brand new program in all the right ways, despite Season 7 receiving mixed reviews after Justin Roiland left. The show has once again struck the ideal balance between creating fantastic adventures and captivating stories while preserving the peculiar humor that has made Rick and Morty so well known, even though it still takes chances, like giving Rick a solo episode. More significantly, the show is once again making the most of its supporting characters by utilizing them in far more inventive ways. While the Smith family was the main focus of Rick and Morty Season 8's premiere, Valkyric concentrated on Rick assisting Space Beth in her mission against the evil doctor of the Gromflamites, but they weren't alone. Following some setbacks with their original plan, the two joined forces with some reliable Gromflamites and some people Rick had called in. Two prominent supporting characters made their comebacks with this, and one of their appearances felt especially thrilling. It was unclear how much of a supporting role Bird Daughter would play in Rick and Morty after her initial appearance in Season 5, but she made another appearance in Valkyric in addition to her cameo in the premiere of Season 7. It's hardly shocking to learn that Rick's daughter is also playing a bigger role, considering that Birdperson is a popular character and one of his closest friends. She was quite hostile and violent due to her upbringing in a Galactic Federation prison, but Birdperson appears to have channeled that aggression and gradually repaired his relationship with Bird Daughter. She arrived with her father to assist Rick and Space Beth on their mission in Season 8, Episode 2, where she joyfully murdered multiple Gromflamites. She helped save Rick and Space Beth before the cave exploded, demonstrating that she is still a valuable ally despite her violent tendencies, even though her primary purpose was to aid in fending off the episode's antagonists. It was a pleasant surprise to see Birdauger receive more attention in Rick and Morty Season 8, as she had only received small cameos in her prior appearances. This could indicate that she will be featured more frequently. I sincerely hope Rick and Morty continue to give Birdauger frequent appearances, especially since she is a complete wildcard. There is still a lot to learn about the character, even though we already know she enjoys violence and isn't very outgoing, and I believe the series could make a lot of use of her. It would be interesting to know more about her past with the Galactic Federation prison, including how it affected her and what particular incidents led to her becoming so violent. She also appears to have inherited some characteristics from her mother, Tammy, a former Rick and Morty villain, which may also make for an interesting story in the future. Given that there wouldn't be much room for Morty in the plot, the idea of Bird Daughter feeling torn between adopting her father's traits and becoming a truly decent person or continuing in her mother's footsteps sounds intriguing. It could also carry on the experiment of Rick and Morty's solo episodes. But it would also be a funny idea to see how Bird Daughter interacts with other children, such as Morty, and this should happen in the future. Watching Rick coerce Morty into spending time with Bird Daughter while he embarks on an adventure with Birdperson might help develop Bird Daughter's personality and emphasize how special she is. Having Bird Daughter around almost certainly means more Birdperson, which is always a plus, and I hope she becomes a recurring ally for years to come, regardless of what Rick and Morty do with the character.